When you hear the word Kundalini, you imagine some mysterious serpent power sleeping inside you, waiting to awaken. But very few realize without the right preparation, without discipline in body and mind, it can be like wiring high voltage into a broken circuit. Fasting, abstinence, even celibacy ... These are not moral impositions. They are tools to make you ready for that voltage. If you understand this, what you can do with life energy is simply phenomenal. See, Kundalini is not some exotic entertainment. It is the raw surge of life itself. If you give it direction, it becomes ecstatic and liberating. If you don't, it can become chaotic. This is not something to be taken lightly or approached without proper understanding. Now, let us look at fasting. Why fasting? When the stomach is constantly full, the body is busy processing food. Energy is locked up in digestion. Fasting, done consciously, is not starvation. It is simply freeing energy from the compulsions of the body so it can be used elsewhere. The mind becomes clearer, sharper. Subtle dimensions of experience become more accessible. You see, the human body is a sophisticated machine. But like any machine, it needs maintenance, it needs rest. When you're constantly feeding it, constantly keeping it busy with digestion, where is the time for rejuvenation? Where is the space for higher awareness? Fasting creates that space. But remember, fasting is not about torturing yourself. It's not about seeing how long you can go without food. It's about bringing awareness to your eating habits, to your body's needs. Start small, maybe skip a meal once a week. Observe how you feel. Observe how your mind becomes sharper, how your perception becomes clearer. Then comes abstinence, especially celibacy. Understand, celibacy is not suppression. It is preservation. The most intense energies in the human system are reproductive in nature. If these are constantly spilling out, the possibility of raising them upward, of transforming them, is limited. But if one lives in awareness, conserving this energy, it becomes available for higher purposes. This is why many who walked the yogic path chose periods of celibacy, not as a rule, but as a possibility. Now, don't misunderstand. This is not about denying your sexuality. It's not about repression. It's about understanding the power of your sexual energy and learning to channel it. In the yogic tradition, we see sexual energy as the most potent force in the human system. It has the power to create life. Imagine if you could harness that power, direct it towards your spiritual growth. Celibacy, even for short periods, can be a powerful tool for self-discovery. It allows you to see yourself beyond the compulsions of the body. It creates a certain distance between you and your desires. From this distance, you can observe your patterns, your habits, your addictions. But again, like fasting, this is not about torture or denial. It's about awareness. Maybe start with a day of celibacy. Observe how it affects your mind, your emotions. Observe how your energy flows differently. This is not about achieving some moral high ground. It's about experimenting with your own life energies. Kundalini Awakening is not about denial of life. It is about mastery of life. Fasting trains the body not to be a slave to hunger. Celibacy trains the system not to be a slave to compulsion. When these disciplines are in place, your energy is no longer leaking in all directions. It naturally turns upward. That is when the serpent uncoils. You see, in your normal state, your energies are scattered. They're flowing outward, constantly seeking gratification in the outside world. Through food, through sex, through various forms of entertainment. There's nothing wrong with these things. But when all your energy is flowing outward, how can you look inward? How can you explore the depths of your own being? Fasting and celibacy are tools to reverse this flow. They help you conserve energy, contain it within yourself. And when energy is contained, it builds up. It creates a certain pressure. This pressure, if directed properly, can break through your limitations. It can elevate your consciousness to entirely new dimensions. But here's the thing. This is not a journey for the faint-hearted. It requires commitment, discipline, and above all, awareness. You cannot approach Kundalini Awakening with a casual attitude. It's not a weekend workshop or a quick fix solution. It's a fundamental shift in how you approach life itself. If you approach it with patience, reverence, and the right guidance, abstinence is not deprivation, it is empowerment. The outcome? A body that is light, a mind that is clear, and an energy system that is ready to touch the infinite. Imagine waking up every morning feeling completely alive, every cell in your body vibrating with energy. Imagine a mind so clear, so sharp, that complex problems dissolve before your eyes. Imagine experiencing life not as a struggle, but as a joyful dance of energy. This is what's possible when you learn to master your life energies. But let me warn you, this path is not for everyone. If you're looking for quick results, for some magical transformation overnight, you will be disappointed. This is a path of patience, of persistent effort. It's about small changes, consistently applied over time. Start with your food habits. Become aware of what you eat, when you eat, how you eat. Can you bring more consciousness to this basic act of nourishment? Can you eat not just to satisfy your tongue, but to truly nourish your body? Then look at your sexual habits. How much of your time and energy is spent in pursuit of sexual gratification? What if you could channel some of that energy towards your growth, your creativity, your spiritual evolution? These are not easy questions to ask yourself. They require honesty, they require courage. But if you can face these questions, if you can bring awareness to these fundamental aspects of your life, you're already on the path to awakening your Kundalini. Remember, Kundalini is not some external force that you need to invoke. It is your own life energy. It is already within you. The practices of fasting and celibacy are not about gaining something new. They're about removing the obstacles, clearing the path for your own energy to rise. As you embark on this journey, be gentle with yourself. Don't turn this into another form of self-torture. If you fail, if you give in to temptation, don't judge yourself. Simply observe, learn, and start again. Every attempt, every failure, every new beginning is a step forward on this path. And most importantly, seek proper guidance. Kundalini Awakening is a powerful process. It's not something to be experimented with based on books or videos alone. Find a teacher, a guide who has walked this path, who can show you the way. If you can do this, if you can bring this level of awareness and discipline to your life, what awaits you is beyond imagination. It's not just about feeling good or being healthy. It's about touching the very source of existence within yourself. It's about realizing your ultimate potential as a human being. So, are you ready to embark on this journey? Are you ready to explore the infinite possibilities within yourself? The choice, as always, is yours. But remember, every moment you spend in unawareness is a moment lost. Every moment you live in awareness is a step towards liberation. Choose wisely.